You're watching ZTV.
Hello, dear ones. This is Zari Banks. Thank you so much for being here for Zari Scope and some general Big Z's hypeness on this Tuesday afternoon, September 15th, 2015. It's a wonderful day. 9 stands for harvest, birthing, bringing forth the fruits of the Spirit. And 15, of course, is 5 times 3. That's triple grace. And we've got triple grace twice. So that's a double triple grace. It's an awesome date, wonderful date, exciting month to be alive. September's awesome. We're in the new year, 5776, and it is Ein Vav. It's interesting that Vav is one of the letters that represents my son's name, and it talks of being a warrior, but also being a king and priest in the order of Melchizedek, Jesus and all that good stuff, and everything that he allows us to do and be because of covenant relationship with him. I'm seeing my Grow Your Dreams Network t-shirt today. Definitely go to growyourdreamsconference.com and register if you have not registered yet. Oops, something popping up here. Let me get this off. Definitely go and register for the conference if you want to attend in April 2016 in Virginia Beach, Virginia. It's going to be awesome. There is still 10 days left for you to take advantage of the flex pay option. So you can pay $67 payments to get there and get to the conference. It's really awesome. It's going to be, even bigger than it was this year and the year before, because that's how it's supposed to be. You get bigger and better every time. Don't forget to visit me at my websites, prayerjunkie.net, zwriteswords.org, and zsolvesproblems.com. Before I get into what my main topic is today, don't forget to share the broadcast by, tweeting it out so that other people can come and join also. But I wanted to remind you to go to zwriteswords.org and buy Praying While You're Waiting for Him. There's one for men as well if you're praying for your to find your wife. This book is so powerful. I was praying for my sweetheart last night, and I haven't used the book in a couple days, and then I pulled it out for the 14th, and it was awesome. Well, it was after midnight, so it was for the 15th, but I was just reading it, and I have notes here. Just awesome stuff, and I was just talking about how is it possible that I'm, praying these things and then open this book and it's, along the same lines of the type of prayer that I'm praying. And then I reminded myself that the steps of the righteous are ordered by the Lord, because God knows what, is happening in your life, and He knows what resources you're going to have access to. He knows what resources you're going to pick up, all those things. And so that fit just, perfectly in line with what I was needing to pray for him when I was praying this morning. But today I have a testimony about being Cinderella'd. The Lord Cinderella'd me over the weekend, and it was really good. And I love when He does that. There's a chapter in my book, Revelation is for Elevation, about being Cinderella'd and the Cinderella anointing. And I released that over you in this book. So if you've read this and you want that anointing, you can receive it by faith. But I went to this event this weekend, and it was one of those things, a lot of times we think that, I had this amount of money in my mind that I needed to be able to do what I needed to do over the weekend. And so I'm like, okay, Lord, I need this, I need this, I need this. And it didn't look like He had provided, He hadn't provided that amount that I had in my mind. But I was still able to go to my event, be the support that I needed, because I went to support someone else who generally supports me, they're actually a sponsor of mine. But I needed to go and be a support for them over the weekend. So I went, and it didn't look like I was going to make it, so I was praying the whole way there, and, just praying, and the Lord took care of everything, like supernatural gas, and making sure that I had everything that I needed. It just worked out right. He's done that for me tons of time. I share some testimonies of when He's done that for me before, when I've needed to get somewhere and I just didn't have the resources, the clothing, the whatever, and He just provided all that stuff for me. So He did it again for me on the weekend, and it had been a long time. I hadn't been out on a faith journey like that since when was it? Like November maybe of 2014. No, October of 2014 was the last time I did that. One of those situations where it was like, if He didn't step in to do something supernaturally, it wasn't going to work out for me. And so He did that. And it was basically a faith walk. I've done that a lot of times, with Him. I used to do it more because I was, really, really poor back then. But I'm not anymore. So it was nice to be reminded of how He shows up and just how He takes care and provides absolutely everything. It's awesome. But I've been out on those faith journeys with Him before, and of course the biggest one was Zane's deliverance in December 2012. I bought this plane ticket to go down there and get him, and then I didn't have any money going. I got on I got the hotel to go get him down in Phoenix, like at 10 o'clock, and I was leaving at 6 p.m. the next day. So less than 24 hours before I was leaving, I got the money to get a hotel, because before that I didn't have any plan of where I was going to stay or anything. And then when my friend took me to the airport, and they were like, do you have any money, any cash? And I was like, nope. And they handed me $50. And then I get to the airport, didn't know how I was going to get from the airport to the hotel. And I'm not from Phoenix, so I booked a hotel that was like 30 minutes away from the airport. And so that $50 that my friend gave me while they were driving me to the airport, I ended up using that. That's what the taxi cost to get from the airport over to the hotel. And then just lots of, like, that whole thing was God doing the same thing, just being in need and praying and just walking out of faith. And I said that, I think yesterday or either Sunday on my Facebook page, that I can release my anointing for faith over you all day long, but if you don't actually step out and do something that requires faith, it's never going to be activated for you. And that's what I did this weekend. I didn't have money. I didn't have, my hotel set. I didn't have the stuff that I needed, but I went, and the Lord took care of everything so that I was able to do everything that I was supposed to do, everything that I was asked to do. And it's funny because, like I was saying at the beginning, it always seems like we always have this, I need $500 to be able to make this happen. I thought I needed this specific amount of money to make what happened, and I didn't need that at all. The Lord came through, with smaller amounts, but those things that I needed, He made sure that somehow everything worked out, so it was perfectly. And, like I was saying, you can learn about the Cinderella anointing in this book. It's chapter 10. It's a really interesting anointing, and it's fun. The Lord will take care of you, all those things. And it all has to do with faith. It just all has to do with faith. You put yourself in a position where you don't have a choice but to receive a miracle. You don't have a choice but for Him to show up for you, and He will show up for you because, faith does that. Faith and expectation pull miracles to you. That's how you get activated for miracles. I talked about that last week and the week before, because people were saying, how do you get activated for miracles? You ask for one, you believe for one, and then you follow through and do whatever has to happen so that you can achieve one. All right, I think that is about it. Reminder, don't forget to get Praying While You're Waiting from ZRatsWords.org, and also get Revelation is for Elevation from ZRatsWords.org too. And you can learn more about the Cinderella anointing. Thank you so much for being here. God bless you. Take care.